Someone said, "I died for you," and Fugui was terrified. 5 bangs echoed as Lon resisted to death. Fugui stood frozen, as if on a banana peel, aware inside. If the house were still mine, I might have been shot. Fugui rushed home, asking his wife what trouble they were in. Hearing they were ordinary people, he breathed a sigh of relief. Then the Alliance looked for that proof. The army gave him a thumbs up, and suddenly it was the 1950s, just in time for national big policies to come rolling in. The town mayor marched into Fugui's home to collect iron, and Fugui had already laid all the iron he had in the yard, but little did he know his mischievous son Yakin actually dragged out his shadow puppet box, saying, "Look, here's iron and even some wire. What's this supposed to be, iron? That useless thing is even worse than your son. How is this not iron? This could at least make 2 bullets. Perhaps to liberate Taiwan, use these 2 bullets at last." He then opened the box, with his wife spotting Fugui's trick. Fortunately, a neighbor asked if Lingame workers should sing to liven things up. The mayor agreed. "Look, here's why. There's wire. What's this iron supposed to be?" In the end, the shadow puppetry box was spilled everywhere. It's amazing how it can be such a hassle, but he really loves his sister. Folks often gobble food in the yard. Yakin got a big bowl of noodles, added spice, and ran behind a boy. A second later, the whole bowl, soup included, splashed on the boy's head. Had been bullying his mute sister. The boy's dad was furious and named Fugui and his wife for ruining harmony. Fugui was really mad and sent Yakin to apologize. But Yakin refused, so Fugui beat him harshly in anger. Later, his wife scolded Fugui, knowing Yakin is usually sensible. Fugui came to realize that he had wrongly blamed his son. So he comforted Yakin. That evening, while Fugui was performing, his wife had Yakin bring him a bowl of tea, which was actually a bowl of vinegar. This scene was one of the rare warm moments in this tough family movie. That day, the couple had just brought back dumplings from the cafeteria. They wished to share with kids, but upon entering, found the siblings fast asleep on the bed. At this moment, Yakin's classmate called him to school for piano practice, as the mayor was rumoured to visit and watch them perform. His wife didn't want Yakin to go because she hadn't had proper rest for days, but Fugui insisted he go. Fugui declared their family couldn't fall behind on this, so in the end, his wife packed some dumplings in Yakin's subtitles. Fugui carried the sleepy Yakin on his back to the school, and along the way, a child came over to tell him something. The kid was yelling like thunder, but unfortunately, Yakin never woke up. His wife rushed over crying, but the mayor, fearing she might break down, quickly ordered for Yakin's body to be taken away. The next day, at Yakin's grave, his wife took out the dumplings he hadn't eaten at school, crying inconsolably, regretting she hadn't stopped Fugui from taking him to school. The mayor arrived with a wreath, intending the district chief to visit Yakin, unaware he was Chunshen. "How could this be your son?" He then pulled out $200, trying to make up for it. She charged forward and slammed the money to the ground. "You give me my son back. Yakin is your fault. Give me back my son." She threw the wreath down, telling Chunsheng, "You owe us a life." Chunsheng knew no matter his efforts, he couldn't ease Fugui's family's pain. Meanwhile, Fengsi smashed his Jeep angrily. The driver was trying to hold her back, yelling, "Let her go. Let her go. Just got to smash it. You just let her. This glass is already broken. Are you still going to sit in it again?" Chunsheng shouted, "I'm never getting in a car again." He left, filled with regret, and in the 1960s, the mayor came to Fugui's home, shouting Uncle Four, and demanding he burn the shadow puppets. Even though Fugui was really reluctant, he had no choice but to comply in order to survive. He asked Fengsi to light the fire at the door. The mayor mentioned Chunsheng had arranged a decent job for her, but Fugui flatly turned it down. "How about introducing a match for your daughter? Wen Gerxi from the south works in the county seat and is a real working class hero. Do you think you could fancy our Fengsi? She has a slight flaw. Her leg is a bit wobbly. She may not walk straight, but she can sprint when necessary." The mayor was genuinely doing his job. The next day, the mayor brought Erxi over. Their first meeting was awkward as Fengsi blushed deeply and Erxi was sweating bullets. Not long after, Fengsi sneaked inside the house, leaving Erxi feeling quite let down, ready to head out. Before he left, he glanced around, and Fugui and his wife thought this guy was alright, a decent fella, as long as their daughter liked him. At this moment, Finksy was wearing the hat Roxy gave her, admiring herself in the mirror, blushing all over. A few days later, Fugui and his wife were buying fabric when suddenly a neighbor came running, out of breath. Hurry back and check. Someone's coming to tear down your house. They hurried back, only to find it was a huge misunderstanding. No worries. Busy now, I've got folks tidying inside and out. Roof tiles need replacing, or else you might get wet when it rains. Even the walls in the yard got a fresh coat of paint. They switched out the portrait of the chairman, and Finksy was absolutely thrilled.